Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Devil Experience. We're doing the Red Devil recap. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. We get a big 3 points. Ruben Amorim, big 3 points. A little bit of momentum towards, obviously, the international break. Unfortunately, we have the international break, I think, and I will get into that as to why, because it seems like every time we get a good result and maybe there might be a start of a little bit of momentum, we have an international break and we come back and we don't do too well. But other than that, I mean, listen, yeah, it's just Sunderland, but I mean, the other day, I don't think there's anybody. I think many people were thinking that we would lose to Sunderland. I think many people were doubtful if we were going to beat Sunderland. We came out with the 3 points. I will be happy today. I don't care if it's just Sunderland. I ain't going to do that today. The team played better. The team did the job that they needed to do. He made a couple changes, Ruben Amorim. Didn't do all the changes that I wanted or that I asked for. But it was encouraging. It was good to see Sonny Lemons get his debut. He did absolutely excellent today. He didn't have a lot to do, which is good because I don't want the goalkeeper to have the man of the match or be the savior or have a lot to do. I would like my goalkeeper to have as little work as possible. But when he was called into action, when he did have to do things, he did really well. And based off of the first match I've seen this kid play for Manchester United, maybe, just maybe, it's still very early doors, but just maybe we might actually have a real goalkeeper. For his age, 23, coming from the Belgium league, I thought the way, the sort of aura that he commands, the way he played, kicking the ball distribution-wise was excellent. He was very good. He wasn't nervous. He was calm, collected. He was cool. And he did what he needed to do when he had to do it. Coming out for the ball, catching the ball, making a couple saves. He made a save with his feet that should have been a goal. He made another save that was a good shot from Xhaka. So, you know, maybe, just maybe we can actually say, finally, we might have solved the goalkeeper problem. I hope so. Obviously, it's just one match in for the kid. Let's see where it goes. We need consistency from him. We need some longevity in that position, of course. But I've been waiting for him to play so I could judge him properly, and he's played for us today. He's got the Manchester United kit on. He played in a Premier League match, and I like some of the things I've seen from him. It was very positive. We're gonna get into the rest of the match. We're gonna do player ratings. Please make sure you smash the like button. Hit the like button for the 3 points for the channel gets pushed out there. Please get that done. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the content. We are on our way to 3,500. We are at 3,130 subscribers. Hit the notification bell icon as well so you don't miss a live and you get notified when we are live. Shout out to the people in the chat here already. Lyle is here. Grace is here. Grace has sent a super chat. £2 said, we're back. Title charges on. Liverpool running scared. Lyle says, a very good sporting day. Springboks won the rugby championship and United win going into the international break, smiling cautiously, of course. Well, of course, and we'll get to that as we always do. We're gonna break it down. Listen, we get to be happy today. Our team won, yeah, and we haven't been able to say that for quite some time, and I understand that that's not the most high of highs, yeah, especially for what we want and where our club used to be, yeah, but we got to be happy as it comes. They got the 3 points. They did the job. There's still things that need to be sorted out. There's still things that need to be worked out. I still have some little bit of criticism, some worries. Nothing is fixed in that sense, but I think it was encouraging that Ruben made a couple of the changes. He didn't make all of the changes. Bruno still played in the midfield. I was a bit surprised that Cunha was dropped to the bench for Money Mason Mount, but you know what? It worked in his favor. Mount scored the first goal. And played a good game. And I knew Diallo was coming in at right wing back. Yeah. And again, I will keep saying this. I think Diallo is absolutely fantastic for that position. I think he plays it absolutely fantastic. I think he plays it better than Delo, and he plays it better than Dorgu. And he plays it better than Maz. And he's not a defender. But the way he plays that position, he does it well. He does do it well, and I think he is perfect for that. Now, would he probably like to play higher up the pitch? Yeah, but I love him there. I love him there. He is tenacious in tackling the ball. He is tenacious in getting a foot in on the ball. And when you consider that he is actually an attacking player and that he is actually a winger or an inside forward or, you know, a player that can play the 10, for somebody of that caliber to be able to play and do the defensive actions that he actually does, that's why I think he's so good, because he actually is decently pretty good at defense. And then when it comes to attacking, obviously he's better than Delo, or he's better than Dorgu, or he's better than the other players. So, you know, I like him there. I think we need to continue with him there. I think that's one side. The other side, we got to figure it out a little bit. But, what else do I got to say? Sesko getting the goal, of course. We didn't talk about that. Sesko getting a poacher's goal. Very happy for that. Came from, you know, a Stoke City throw-in that we seem to be doing now. Listen, I don't care. Banter the shit out of it, yeah? Go for it. Go ahead. Banter it. We're Stoke City. We're basically Stoke City with the long throws. I don't care. If it helps us, listen, I like them. We're putting the ball, the ball is getting thrown into the box in dangerous areas. And today we scored a goal from it, and we could have had another goal because there was one. If somebody was in that position, if Sesko was there for the second time, we would have got a second goal out of it. So whatever we got to do to score more goals, I don't care what it is. Do it. Now, I will say that I am slightly a bit disappointed in the fact that we didn't go and get a third. I think it's very important for the team to learn to kill off the games. We're a bit fortunate that Sunderland weren't really at the races today, and maybe that's just because we played good. Maybe it was because we played better. They played a little bit shitter than they have been. But I mean, I didn't really feel threatened by Sunderland during that match at all. We were totally in full control, as we should have always been, in typical, you know, what you expect United to be, and not what we have been. But yeah, I think I really wanted them to go get the third. I wanted them to feel that feeling. I wanted them to feel that understanding of to go and kill off that match. And you know, you have to remember that, like, listen, if we were playing a bigger team and not a team that just came up, that 2-0 scoreline is a bit of a worry still, because you expect a team of a higher quality and a higher caliber to go and maybe find another goal, yeah? Especially when we've been struggling, and you end up in a position of 2-1 again, and there's always a possibility of 2-2. That didn't happen today, but we had some very good chances. We created some opportunities. We had some very good shots on goal. And we need to do a little bit more with the ball going in the net. I think in a match today, we should have been able to score 4, yeah? If we were firing on all cylinders. I think we could have put 4 in today. And we should have put 4 in today. We didn't put 4 in today. So we still need to improve there. The defense was better. We got, you know, we got the clean sheet. Lemons got a clean sheet on debut. It was good to see Lemons out there. So yeah, let me get to the chat. Grace says, why not? Why 3,500 subscribers? Why not 10,000? Be ambitious. Well, we're getting there. We go little by little, yeah? We go little by little. You got to take the baby steps. You got to take the small steps. You got to crawl before you walk, yeah? So that's why we're doing that. Like Lyle says, small steps, Grace, small steps. Grace isn't buying the small steps. Lyle says, very good goal from Mount. It was a very good goal by Mount. Very, very well taken goal by Mason Mount. And he played a pretty good game today as well. So again, I was a bit surprised. I didn't really expect Cunha to be sort of dropped to the bench, or not start, if you want to say it in that way. But again, you know, Ruben made some of the changes, and the changes worked out for him today. The game worked out for him today, and he gets to be happy, which I am happy, because I don't like to see my manager or the players or our fans miserable. I want to see us happy, so I want to see him happy. He gets to be happy today. He got the 3 points. He doesn't get to feel miserable. Sometimes I feel his pain. Nobody likes to watch us lose, and nobody likes to watch us play like shit. And he's expressed that a lot, so I do understand that. Delo man of the match, who's with me, says crazy. I think you're on your own on that one. Elliot Defoe says, well done, boys. Great goal from Mount, and Sesko played well and scored again. United. Absolutely. And listen, this is what it is. Now I will just touch on a little bit. I think it is a bit unfortunate, that we are once again going into an international break and we're going to be away for 2 weeks. And I will predict this. Obviously, we have to play Liverpool when we come back, I am actually quite annoyed about this because this has happened to us multiple times. And actually, it's happened multiple times with Ruben here already, where we seem to be struggling a bit. We go and play a match, we get a good result, we hit an international break, we are gone for a week or two, we come back from the international break, and everything that was sort of positive before we went on there disappears in the match that we come back. And it's almost like a full reset. It kills it kills any chance of momentum at all. It really does. And this one is even worse because what you would want is to take the positivity and the feeling. Sure, it's Sunderland, but you want to take the positivity and the feeling. We were home. We've gotten 3 wins at home, I think, in a row since August 2023, which is crazy. Stat again, but you would want to take this performance and feeling for the players and the confidence and the positivity, and you would want to roll this over as quickly as possible to the Liverpool match, especially because Liverpool have to play Chelsea. And we don't know what the outcome is going to be, but it's going to be a tough game. And if they do lose, if they don't win, you wouldn't want to go into that match directly and straight away. And that's not going to happen. So for us, we could have rolled on with a win and maybe taken a little bit of more confidence to Liverpool. If Liverpool lose the match or they don't win, they might be a little bit down on confidence. And that could play a game. But now both teams sort of get a reset. So if Liverpool were looking a bit weakish or they were a bit strugglish, they might get helped out by this 2-week period. Whereas if we were trying to build some momentum, it's going to go against us. We're not going to be able to do it because there's a 2-week, there's a 2-week holdover, which is just not good enough. Box says, yo, lad, says bad day for the tabloid fans. Yeah. Elliot Defoe says good debut for the new goalkeeper too. Absolutely. Absolutely. And welcome to the channel, Elliot Defoe. By the way, shout out to you. Ray says, about time we did decent performance. Well, listen, it's at home. We still have issues, but this is something that needed to happen today. They needed to go out and do this performance. We needed the 3 points. Anything other than 3 points was unacceptable. There was a draw is a loss, and a loss is just the results you can't have. So they went out there, they did the job. We still need to do a lot of things better. Like we still need to be converting more of the chances. I think we created some very good chances. I think we did well in a lot of the play of the game. My thing is, I still hold this down, is if he can just figure out the other problems. Listen, I think like the midfield thing is an issue, and I don't know how you're really going to solve that with what we have. Because I think most people will agree, really, to really solve the problem, we need to strengthen it by buying, and obviously we can't buy. So I think that's one that's kind of a big issue that you're not really actually going to solve. You might plug the gap a little bit with it, but you're not going to solve it. But I think what something he can do for himself and for the team is if he can get this attack to start just putting in more goals, man. If we can get 3-4 goals a game, and we're firing on all cylinders, and we're scintillating in the attack, and we're really threatening, and we're actually converting the chances, we're going to be all right. We will win the matches. Because if we do like what we did today and we got the 3rd, we're cruising. And if we do that against most teams, we're okay. Because again, the Liverpool match isn't the one that's going to get him sacked. The Chelsea match is not going to get him sacked. It's these matches. It's these results. It's these performances against these teams. The Sunderlands, the Brightons, the Evertons. You know, these are the games. So he's got to go out there. Not he's got to go out there, but he's got to get the team to put... They got to turn into machines. They got to turn into killers. They got to kill the game. You know, in a match today against Sunderland, when you're at home at Old Trafford and you got the crowd behind you, you can get away with it, you know, probably a 2-0. We were quite dominant. They were quite lackluster. Never felt threatened by Sunderland, really. I mean, in the beginning, they almost scored. And when we started the match, we started off a bit shaky in the first, like, 5-6 minutes. But see how important a goal is as early as you can. It changes the dynamic of the game. I mean, Mount putting that ball in calmed our nerves, made us relax, made us play more positively. We end up getting a second. Now we're in control of the game. Now we're feeling good. Sunderland are under pressure. They're changing to a back five. This is why it is important for us to not concede stupid, and we almost did it, but today we were a bit fortunate. It's important not to concede stupid, dumb goals early in the match. We need to stop conceding first. We need to stop conceding bad goals. If somebody scores a worldie, they score a worldie. What are you going to do about it? But when we're cheap, when we give cheap goals and we give them away and the goals come because of us, we need to cut that out. We need to stop the goals going against us first. It destroys the match for us. It destroys our confidence. It makes us play a match from a losing position. You don't want to do that. You want to play on a level playing field, and then you want to take the lead. So, Ray says, don't get your hopes up too high. We have Liverpool next. Well, but see, this is the thing. I don't expect to really win against Liverpool. I don't. I mean, they should go out there with the mentality of trying to win and having to win. And they should have the mentality of we're going to win because they're on the pitch and playing. But, I mean, we're not favorites for that match, clearly. I still demand a performance. That doesn't mean just go lay down, you know, lie down and roll over for them. But listen, if we lose to Liverpool, we lose to Liverpool. Like, it's not going to be the end of the day. We're clearly miles away from them. And, you know, it's not going to surprise me if we lose to Liverpool. But this is what I'm saying. It's not those matches at this moment in time. Where we gain momentum and where we have a good season is beating the rest of the team. Beating the rest of the teams in the league besides the top six. And if you can get wins or results against the top six along the way, even better. You know, cherry on top. But the bread and butter for our team and the bread and butter for Ruben Amorim is getting as many points and good positive results against the Sunderlands, the Brightons, the Villas, you know, anybody that's out of the traditional top six, you know, or top four, I would say. Top six, maybe we should be able to take some points off of them for sure. So, when did Liverpool last win a game? A couple weeks ago, I think. Yeah, they lost to Palace. They lost in the They lost to Palace. They lost in the Champions League. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Something like that. Listen, it's going to be a tough game. But again, this is what I'm saying. It's obviously you don't want to go get battered. Obviously, you want to see them put in a good performance. But listen, if we're being real, yeah? We're struggling. The manager is in a position where there's a lot of question marks over his head. He might get sacked. Things aren't going too well. It's been up and down so far. His time here hasn't been great. Our club has been a mess for 13 years. Obviously, like our position compared to Liverpool is much different. So they're home as well. They're favorites. Now, you go there, maybe he pulls out a result, which is even great because no one's expecting it, really. And if he's able to do that, that's just an extra point or 3 points that we don't really think that we're going to get. Yeah? So we got to see what happens. But at the very least, they got to go out there. They got to fight. They got to make it close. They got to, they got to do what they got to do. Ray says we need to go forward more, still passing backwards and sideways more than what we need to. Oh, I think that comes with. I think that comes with a little bit more time. I think if the team can get more results and be more positive, they'll have more confidence. I think they still. I think because we're not, if we get into a rhythm, if we get into a role, they could probably be more positive thinking with the ball, and move it a bit quicker and move it a bit more forward. Because we're still, I mean, we just came off a bad result. I think they were a bit, there was a bit of caginess at times. There was still a periods of times in the match where we kind of went to sleep a little bit. We kind of weren't, Sunderland kind of came into the game a little bit. I think if you do that against a bigger team with the better players, it's a bigger issue and bigger problems that can arise from that. Yeah, but kind of like what I said in the beginning of the show, for us, baby steps a little bit. Bring it little by little, slowly. We need to take it a match at a time, and we need to get over the line each match. So Lucky says very important 3 points. Aim is top 9. Again, I'm not top 9 is top. You got to aim higher, Lucky. Top 9 is not good. 9th place is not good, and 8th place isn't good, and 7th place isn't good. The manager has a goal set for him, and it's European football. So it's European football or failure. And I'm with that, because I think that if you're going to be here, and even with these players that are underperforming, maybe some of them aren't good enough, I still think that we should be able to be somewhere around there, for sure. If we should be at the very least making a push for it till the end of the season. So, Ray says, I'm not that impressed by Mbeumo and Cunha. It's average. I thought Mbeumo I thought Mbeumo was good to a certain extent in terms of his work rate is very well. He doesn't give up on balls. I think he could have done a little bit better in some situations today in terms of he had that one opportunity. He skewed the shot. It was a terrible take. I think he had to do better there. That was a disappointment and a letdown, yeah, because you expect him at the very least in that position to put it on target. Cunha came on. I think he did all right. He came on as a sub. He didn't play a lot of minutes, but he played a decent amount. But I think it's Cunha and Mbeumo, it's not just about their ability. It's about the mentality, and it's about their attitude on the pitch. These guys are hard workers, and they have good character, and they have a bit of fire. They don't give up on balls. They're constantly fighting on the pitch. And those characteristics are important. And I think their time will come in terms of when you start seeing them hopefully really catch on fire. I think the attack that we have is quite encouraging right now. Sesko has 2 goals in 2 games, which is very good. I like the goal that Sesko scored. It's where the striker needs to be, what the striker needs to be doing. He needs to work on some things of his game, like, dribbling might be a little bit of a problem for him at certain areas, but the whole the play is very good. I like the flick on thing. It's very good. It works very well for us, sending the ball long and having him flick it on and having Mbeumo running behind, or whoever else running him behind. So, yeah. Yeah, Fernandez and Shaw played. Well, Shaw played well today. He did, and Fernandez played better, but he had a very good shot that I thought I don't know how he didn't score, and it's not his fault. The goalkeeper made a very excellent save. You know what I mean? Made a very excellent save. So, yeah. So I mean, I was just reading the comments there. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a good display, and we just walk away with what we got today. I'm gonna do player ratings real quick, yeah. So we'll get them out of the way. We'll jump to some of the things, because today we don't have a lot of time. I do have to go out. I got some things that I got to do. So, for Lemons, I'm giving Lemons a 7.5 today, because debut, clean sheet, made a couple good saves, and I like what I saw from the kid. For somebody coming from the Belgium league, with all the reservations that I had because I didn't know anything about him, I see what Box was saying and some others about he has this calmness about him. He seems mature. He does seem very mature. The way he presents himself on the pitch, he seems very mature about him for his experience, the level of experience coming from the Belgium league, and 23 years of age. And coming to Manchester United, playing the first match. Now, it was a good opportunity. It's against Sunderland, and it's home, so you could be a little bit more comfortable. But I like the things that I saw from him today. I'm happy that he got a clean sheet. I'm happy that we made his life easier today than we typically do, because we were actually pretty good at defense, and Sunderland were a little bit, woeful in attack. So that's good, because I wanted him to come in, have a good performance, make himself feel good, get some confidence, and run with that. Yeah. The only thing is now he's going to have to wait 2 weeks to play his next match, and it's going to be against Liverpool. So it's going to be a tough one, but I like this guy. I think he's got something about him. He has something in it's almost like a commanding about him. Yeah. You saw De Ligt giving him a pat in the head for the save. I think they like this kid. I think they like this kid, and it's important. They need to trust him, and he needs to have the ability to show that his teammates can trust him. And I think the same with Sesko. I think when they're doing training together, I think they trust Sesko way more than they ever trusted Rasmus Højlund, right or wrong. But I think whatever they're doing in training, I think their teammates are picking up on it, and they're like, you know what? This kid's got something about him. This guy's got something about him. We can trust him on the pitch. There's a little bit of more respect, whether that's, subconsciously or consciously. There's a little bit more respect. You can tell. You can tell. And maybe that has to do with Amorim also drilling home some things. But yeah, for me, Lemons, I give him a 7.5. If you guys want to give your scores while we're going, I'll read them out after I do mine. Lenny back in the squad today, rightfully so. I think Lenny should be starting. I don't think Lenny should have been dropped. I don't think Lenny did anything wrong, and I don't think there was a reason for Lenny not to be playing the past or starting the past 2 matches. And he is, him and De Ligt are our 2 best center backs that we got right now out of the 3. I would still have liked to see Aiden Heaven. Luke Shaw did good today as well. He stepped it up. But I don't know if there's really a future in Shaw, and I think I don't even know if Heaven was on the bench today. I would assume he was. I didn't take a look at the bench. I'm going to be honest, but I still think Maguire coming on. I don't have a listen. That's Maguire. What should Maguire be doing? Coming on late as a sub, whatever. But I would have preferred if you put on Heaven instead of Maguire, because there ain't really any future. Give Heaven some minutes. He hasn't gotten any minutes yet. Yeah. So I'll give him a 7, and De Ligt I give him a 7 as well. I think both of them are really good. Luke Shaw I give him a 6.5 for today. He did good as well. He stepped it up. He was making some good tackles, and he was doing good in distribution on the ball, and bringing it forward. Ahmad, I give him. Ahmad wingback, I give Ahmad a 7 today. I think he did well. I think on both sides of the game, when you look at him doing defense and then you look at him doing the transitions, I really like the link up of him and Mbuemo on the right side. I think they already have a very good understanding with each other, which is important. I think there's good chemistry between them. And I think that can develop and grow more. And I think that's going to be very important. I like their interchange play with each other. And they just seem to be on the same page. I can't say the same for when Dorgu and Luke Shaw are on the left-hand side. I think there's a big disconnect between them. I think they're not usually on the same page. And there isn't that same sort of telepathic understanding. But what I see on the right side with Diallo and Mbuemo today, they have a very good understanding of each other already. And that I think that's very important. So I like him there. I think he absolutely can play there. Absolutely. I've been saying this for quite some time. I think I think the role for what it requires, I think he is perfect for it. Because he can do a bit of defending, but when it's time for attack, he's obviously better than all the other options we have. So I think he's absolutely perfect. His work rate and his work ethic and makes it just even better because he doesn't give up on balls. He will try to get a tackle in. He will stick with the player. If he gets beat, he runs back, he tracks back, he tries to get back on the ball as well. So I think he's perfect for there. Casemiro, I give a 6 today. I thought he was pretty average. But you know, he was in there and we were okay. Bruno, I give him a 6.5. I think he did better than last week. I think he did all right today. He had a very, very good shot. He was more involved. Listen, his position, he is clearly better and he is clearly more impactful when he is in and around the box, yeah? Because there was a few times during the match where when we went forward and he was up on top of the box. That's where he excels at. That's where I would like to see him play and stay. And now I think in a match today against Sunderland, you could get away with Bruno going up that high and, you know, putting as much pressure as we did. If we play a better team with a better midfield and a better shape, I think we might run into problems doing what we did today. But in matches like this, you can get away with it. You can get a result out of it. But if you go to play, I don't know, a bigger team, if we don't take care of the ball and we don't do things with the ball, you know, it's going to be a problem. But yeah, he did better today. Honestly, he probably should have had a goal because the shot that he took was, I mean, to take the shot that he took with no, it was, you know, there's no run up, there's no anything. I mean, he just swung his foot back and kicked it. And it was well placed in the top corner, and there was a very good save by their keeper. And I think he was a bit robbed. I think the problem was he didn't get enough power in behind it because the way he kicked it. I think if he had more power in that, I think he would have scored that goal. So, but yeah, Diego Dalot. Listen, I'll probably give him a 5.5 for today. And I'm being a little bit nice. I think he did okay in some areas, but there's some other areas that I think probably in the squad, he was probably the weakest one on the pitch today. I think he was probably the player that played the least best today. I still like Dalot, and I think, you know what? Him going to the left, you got to do something like that because we talked about Dorgu not really having competition, and Dorgu needs competition, and Dorgu can't be so relaxed that he's the only left wing back and he's going to play every game. So I think it was good that he moved him out to left wing back. I think it was good that he put Dorgu to the bench and just gave him a little reminder that, hey, you know, you got to keep performing. I mean, just because you're this one left wing back that we have, I will put Dalot here if I got to. So yeah, I think for me personally, I think Diallo has his starting spot on the right, and you know, if you want somebody on that starting on that side, they got to dislodge him and play better. And Dalot should be a bit nervous about losing his spot, and so should Dorgu, and they should battle it out, and that should probably increase the levels for at least one of them, you hope. So, in Buemo today, I give him a 6, 6.5. Because again, the work ethic, the work rate, I like the mentality. He does like to attack. He likes to go forward. He doesn't give up on the balls. He does the pressing. He does the pressure. Today he was lacking a little bit of the service. You know, a couple of the passes didn't really make it. A couple good ideas, but you know, it just wasn't there. And then, you know, the shot for me, I expect him to put that on target. He expects himself to put it on target, yeah? But it happens. Listen, but I think so far since he's come, he's been really good. I think they're important to the team. Him, Cunha, and Sesko. That little triangle there. We're gonna have to get that to really catch on fire. Yeah, if we're gonna do anything this season, and if Ruben's gonna stay in the job. So, I like the initial signs from Buemo. I think he can definitely do more. I expect him to do more, and I'm looking forward to him doing more. So. I think that will come in due time, though. I'm not, I don't have concerns about Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo is a very good player, and I think it's a good signing that we made so far. With the way it's going, Mason Mount, giving him a 7, scored a goal, played a good game, was impactful, and took his opportunity and took his chance today. Got the start over Cunha again, surprised me a bit because I just thought that he was going to go with Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko. But he went with Mount, and it paid off. Scored the first goal, helped us out in calming the nerves of the team and making us be a little bit more positive. So yeah, Money Mason Mount goal. Good to see him scoring. It was a well-taken shot as well. It was an excellent goal. And I would just say from the guys today, more, please. More from Mount. We need Buemo to take up a step. I'd like to see him putting the ball into the net as well. I'd like to see him getting on the goal sheet. I would like to see Cunha scoring goals, and more from Sesko as well. More. I want more goals. I want more, and yeah, I think they can do it. Sesko, I'll give him a 7 as well today. Poacher's goal. I think he did the hold up play very well. Again, that flick on thing that we're doing, great. It works very, very well, especially when they try to come and play a high line. That thing is working well for us, so we need to continue doing that. I believe Sesko played full 90 minutes today, didn't he? So I think that was a first. I don't think he's actually played a full 90 minutes, which is good because I want this kid. I believe in him, and I think he can be very, 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 very good. So I'd like for him to be playing as much as possible, getting as many opportunities, as many chances. He had a couple moments where, he ran into a bit of problem with the ball in his feet, losing the ball and stuff. And I think maybe he could have done, probably better in those areas. But, there was other times that he did do well holding up the ball, getting the ball, making one-touch passes, sort of starting the attack. So he had some good encouraging signs as well. And obviously for this kid, coming from the Bundesliga at this age, he's not the finished article. There's a lot more that is going to have to be added to his game. But today was a good game, and I'm happy he's on the score sheet. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. And I would say let's go on to next week. We got an international break, and it's going to probably kill some of the momentum. So I hope not. Maguire, give him a 6. Came on for like 5 minutes. Ugarte, give him a 6. He barely played. Kobe, give him a 6 as well. He came on for about 15, 20 minutes. He had one opportunity. I wanted him to take a nice shot or score a goal. It didn't work out. He lost the ball. But yeah, I mean, listen, his time on the pitch, 20 minutes, was pretty average. Again, I will say this. I had the thought when I saw him come on the pitch. Kobe, listen, it's not like he's thrown Kobe away, yeah? Kobe is getting 15, 20 minutes. Now, whether you agree if he should be getting more or not is a different argument, but if he didn't want Kobe, he wouldn't be putting him in. He wouldn't be giving him opportunities. So he's got to be taking the chances. These 15 minutes, these 20 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, if it's 12 minutes, you got to go on. You got to try and make as big as an impact as you possibly can. And he's just got to stick with it because his time will come. Somebody will get a red card, suspended. Somebody will get injured. Somebody will be playing like shit or whatever. Something will happen. It's football, yeah? Something will happen. His opportunity will come. So he's just got to stick with it. He's got to make the most of his chances. In the situation that it is, it could be worse because Kobe could be getting a minute. Kobe could not be getting, he could be getting 0 minutes. He's getting 20 minutes about a match right now. And I think, listen, if you're getting 20 minutes, you got to, and you want your spot back, you got to be impactful in the 20 minutes one way or another. You got to do something to fight for your right to earn your spot. So he's going to keep getting opportunities. He's just going to have to take them. It was kind of like Diallo. to a certain extent. Dorgo, give him a 6. Cunha, I give him a 6 as well. They did all right. Ruben, I'll give him a 7 today for the win. Making a couple of changes. I give him a 7 for starting Lemons and not starting Binder. I give him a 7 also for putting Euro back in. And having Euro delete. Shaw obviously is one, but yeah, man of the match. I probably, well, by the ratings that I gave, I think we got to give it to Lemons because I gave him a 7.5. So, well, I give the kid a man of the match for his first game. I mean, he didn't do much, but you know what? I like to be nice sometimes. So, well, maybe he's busy. I mean, he came last time when we won. So, Ray says he likes what he sees from Lemons. I do too. I mean, again, I wanted to kind of be surprised for myself. Yeah, I didn't really look at any of the videos or clips of him playing in the Belgium league and making the saves like many people might have did out there, and that's fine. If that's your thing and you do that and you like to do that, that's cool. But yeah, I didn't do that because I wanted to see what he's like playing for United, yeah. And today I got to see that, and I'm very happy with what I saw so far. Now, obviously, it's only one match in, and it's Sunderland, but I think I'm telling, it's just the aura and the way he holds himself. He looks like a bit. He almost looks like, and I'm not saying that he's gonna be this good. I hope he is, but he almost looks like Courtois 2.0. Yeah, like he is a big guy. He is a big guy, and he looks like you can feel and see the presence of him there. Yeah, there's something about him. I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just like when I saw it, I was just like, there's a different feeling about this kid. There's a different feeling about this kid. He has something about him that just makes you want to feel confident. Yeah? So I think hopefully, finally, we could say we have a goalkeeper. I hope that this kid turns out to be what everybody's been trying to say, and I hope he's here for the next 15, 20 years. Because that's one problem solved, yeah? If we could solve the goalkeeper problem, that's one problem solved. If we could get the attackers to put in the ball into the net more and score 3-4 goals a game, that's another problem solved. And now, we just have to sort out some other problems that will come in due time. So, yeah, hopefully. Lyle said battery died. What did I miss? I just did some of the player ratings. I gave Lemons man of the match. Although some people might give Sesko man of the match. I have no point. I have no problem with that. Or some people might give Mount man of the match. I mean, it's up to them. But I sometimes, I like to be a bit sympathetic, yeah, or I like to be a little bit nice. So I give it to Lemons. Debut at Old Trafford. Made a couple nice saves. Clean sheet. When was the last time we had a clean sheet? It's been quite a while. So, and you know what? Sunderland were above us and they had more points than us. I think they're probably still above us, but they were performing better than us, and we got the win and we played a good game. So, yeah, solid debut from Lemons today. Delo, man, he is horrid at times. Definitely the weakest player on the pitch today. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about him. He's always kind of been like that. When he is good, he is good. Yeah, like we've seen him in form, and when he's in form, he's very, very excellent. But then he goes cold, and when he's cold, and he ain't cold Palmer type cold. So, but again, we need him to come good. We need him to get into form because we don't have many options in terms of wing-back solutions at this moment in time. And we need them to sort of, we need competition on the left-hand side. We're probably still going to need competition on the right-hand side. But, you know, if Maz is there, which he's not, he's going to be back after the international break. But if Maz is there, at least he can balance it out a little bit more, yeah? Because now you can create sort of a competition between Diallo and Maz and Delo and Dorgu. And that's better than Dorgu playing every match and having no competition. You know, so Chelsea is 1-0 up already. Are they really? Oh, shit. Well, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like, Liverpool are looking a bit down in form. And this is why I'm upset, because listen, it's a bit fucked. Yeah, it's a bit fucked. I'm going to be real. We get fucked every single time. This happens to us all the time. We get fucked. We get a good result. We go into international break. We come back from international break and we forget everything that happened. And it's like we never played. And it's like the first game of the season again. And we can't afford that. And I do think that we are, you know, there's times where we are bad and we are losers. Yeah. And we deserve to lose because we're shit. But there's also that. And then you mix in just how we are so like unlucky in so many different areas. Like, why there has to be another international break now at this time? Because I do think that this is really unfortunate for us. Liverpool aren't looking that great in the past couple weeks. They've taken some bad results. They're losing right now. They're struggling a bit. We just got a good result, and I would want to go and play them immediately. Now, they're going to get 2 weeks to reset. We have 2 weeks. We're going to reset the opposite way because we're going to lose momentum. They're going to fix their problems. We're going to go play them, and we're going to miss out probably on a better opportunity, and it's going to be harder for us. And it's quite fucking annoying that this keeps happening because it's happened so many times. We struggle a bit. We get last season, I'm pretty sure we had a run of two or three games or something like that, but we did okay. And we hit the international break. We go international break, we come back, and then we're fucked. Yeah. And the form went out the window, and we did like 3 or 4 performances in a row. They were trash. They were disaster. And I just know it's going to happen again. So Caicedo has scored for Chelsea. Sesko back-to-back Premier League goals, and that is absolutely excellent. So, Kobe Mainoo needs to step up, get 20 minutes. I mean, he did get 20 minutes. Had to make changes. Euro, Delit, Aiden Heaven, and Ugarte coming. Axe is here, says, hello, I'm here. Late, but he is here. He is here. He does give off Courtois vibes. Axe says, nice match today. No more Jupiter required. The team played well. Players did get their job. The selection was good. And most importantly, we won. Good one for the manager. No reason for me to criticize. Well, again, I mean, maybe you don't have to criticize the manager, but I think there's some things in the team that, you know, we can do better. We have to do better. I was a bit disappointed that we only got 2 goals. I think that we should have had today, in the match that we played, the way we played it against the opposition, I think if we have the team firing on all cylinders, we should have won 4-0 today. Yeah. And I'm still a bit disappointed we didn't go and get the third, because I think if you're in the same situation, kind of like we just were against Chelsea a couple matches ago, that 2-0, you can see what happens, right? And especially if you play a team with a higher caliber, they will probably, maybe there's always a chance for them to find a goal. If they find a goal, it just becomes a worse situation. I think today against Sunderland, you can do a 2-0. You can get away with it. We looked quite comfortable, and we were okay. But I want the team to get the feeling of killing the games. I want the teams to get the confidence of running the games and controlling the games. They need to feel the feeling of getting over the line. And again, I am worried because we got the result, and now we're going to go F off for 2 weeks. And I hate international football in the middle of real football. Yeah, I hate it. I can't stand it. I hate stopping in the middle of the Premier League season. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And I think it's going to be very bad for us. I'm going to be quite honest. I think it's going to be this is not helping us in any way that we have to do this. Ray says Kobe is done at United. Amorim doesn't rate him. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree. If he doesn't rate him, Kobe wouldn't be playing. I don't agree. Kobe would not be coming on for 20 minutes. I completely 110% disagree that he doesn't rate him. I think if somebody doesn't rate you, they don't use you. They don't talk to you. They don't want you. They don't want anything to do with you. Kobe is not coming on for 2 minutes. Kobe's getting 20 minutes. You should be able to do something with 20 minutes. Yeah? You should be able to make an impact. You should be able to get something in 20 minutes. If you're coming on for 20 minutes a match, every match, you should be able to do something. So I don't agree with that. I think he doesn't rate him enough to start him right now. I think he's pushing the kid to prove that he deserves to start. I think he's trying to get Kobe to go up a couple levels. I think if he doesn't rate him and he's given up on him, we wouldn't see Kobe Mainoo get 20 minutes. We wouldn't see Kobe Mainoo get 15 minutes. You'd probably see Kobe Mainoo get 0 minutes. And you'd probably see Kobe Mainoo maybe getting 2 to 3 minutes as a sub to burn time. That's not the case. That is not the case. So I don't buy that. I don't think he's given up on Kobe, and I don't think he doesn't rate him to a certain degree. So I don't. I don't. Axis, still, we should get ourselves drunken on tap water. Sunderland are an inferior team. They will probably get relegated with this playing style. They put no pressure on us, left us open spaces, and we're slow as hell. Still, when it was win, and I appreciate it. If Amorim keeps his tempo, he will prove himself. I listen. We clearly have a problem with the whole tempo thing, yeah, because we're gonna take 2 weeks off. And then we have to return and play Liverpool. And it's a match that, again, I will say, I don't expect us to win. Just being real. But we should definitely be going out there and putting up as much as a fight as possible. Making it as close as possible. And putting in maximum effort levels. And playing as well as we possibly can. If we lose, it's not going to be the end of the world for me. Because it's just the golfing class in the two teams. Yeah? I understand it's our biggest rivals and our most hated rivals. I get it. And you want to go win that match. And I would love nothing more for them to win the match. But that one is always going to be the biggest, kind of hurdle to get over in terms of beating them. Also, I think, again, we're just, unfortunately, out of our hands, we're just getting fucked. Like, they are been on a downtrend. We just got a positive result. We could have used that to maybe get some momentum into the match. They're struggling a bit. And if we went into next week, we could have just carried over with both forms. But now both teams are going to get a reset. And I just feel like that it works in Liverpool's favor way more than it works in our favor. Yeah, so it's unfortunate. But for me, I will say the most important thing is what happens really after the Liverpool match. What results and performances we get. And what kind of momentum can we actually get, if we can get any momentum out of it after, yeah, the Liverpool match. So, Lemons looked confident, says Axe. Only 2 interventions required, but still looked confident, was communicating well with the defenders and inspired security. Started on the right foot. He absolutely did. And even his distribution, Axe, with the foot, with the long balls, is actually quite good. It was actually very good. His kicking is quite good, and he has a calmness about him and a composure about him. So the international breaks are just a disaster. Kobe is the next young United player out of the club. Well, I'll tell you what, if he goes, sorry, but that's on Kobe, man. Sorry. If he goes, it's on Kobe. It's on Kobe. You're a young guy. Earn your spot. You have a long career. If he goes, it's clearly because Kobe wants to go, yeah? Because he doesn't want to fight for his spot. fight for your spot. If Kobe is as good as we think he is, then he should be able to get into the team. Yeah, he should be able to outbeat these players. So I don't think Ruben will sell Kobe, and I don't think United necessarily want to sell Kobe, because I think they would have done it. I think they would have let him go on loan. I think if Kobe leaves, it will be because Kobe wants to. And if Kobe wants to, in my opinion, that just means that he has given up trying to fight for his spot, and he would like to go somewhere else, because he probably knows that, you know what, if I go to another team, I'll probably play more. But it depends what team he goes to. No, I mean, for me, I don't see an issue. He is a kid. We propelled him to the front four because our team was shit, and we relied on a kid that I don't think again, the whole onus shouldn't be on Kobe Mainoo, just like it shouldn't have been on Rasmus Højlund. It shouldn't be on one player. He is here. He's getting 20 minutes a match. 20 minutes a match. If you can't do something with 20 minutes a match, I don't know what to tell you. You're getting an opportunity. Yeah, it might not be the position you want to be. It might not be the position you think you should be, but you're getting an opportunity. Make the most of it. If you're that good enough, in 20 minutes, you should be on the pitch creating a problem for the manager where you go, shit, I put the kid on for 20 minutes. He did really good. He did better than some of the other players on the pitch. And what do I do now? Because this kid, on a consistent basis, the past 3 or 4 times I've put him in the 20th minute, has done so well that I can't not give him more minutes. I can't not start him. It was the same as Diallo. Yeah? After a certain amount of appearances, Diallo had such a big impact and played so good that there was basically almost no choice. The only thing is that Ten Hag was a stubborn, guy with Anthony and Rashford. But I think so far from Kobe, when he's come on the pitch, I haven't seen the level of impact that Diallo was doing at the time when under Ten Hag. He hasn't done that yet. When he does do it, I then fully expect him to be getting more minutes or even starting. But until he does that, I think he needs to keep fighting for his place. I think we need to keep him a bit grounded. We don't need to be relying on a 19, 20-year-old at all times. And I would like to see the kid pushed. And I would like to see the kid fight for his spot, yeah? Because I think our players and sort of the generation that we have, the younger ones, I think they give up a bit too easy. And I don't think they fight hard enough at times. So I would like him to build a little bit more character, yeah? And persevere. This is a sort of a difficult moment for him. Yeah, I would like to see him persevere through it. I would like to see him push through it. I believe he can, and I truly believe he will come out on the other side. As long as he keeps his head down, works hard, shows up to training, doesn't give up on himself, I think he will come out on the other side. I think there's a plan for Kobe. I think they're developing him in the background, and they're taking their time with him, which is, I think, the best plan. Because I don't think we should be having a kid out there and relying all on him like we did in the first season when he came through, him and Garnacho. Garnacho was gone solely because of his piss poor attitude. Yeah, that's all that is. Garnacho is gone because of his piss poor attitude. I don't think Kobe Mainoo has a piss poor attitude. I don't think Kobe Mainoo is going to do things that Garnacho's done. And I don't think, Kobe's going to show up to training and be like, fuck this, and not try. I don't think he's that sort of player. So Garnacho is gone because of Garnacho, yeah? He's gone because he has a bad attitude. The same reason that Rashford is gone, yeah? It's not their talent. It's because their attitude and application and their mentality was not good at this football club. That's why they're gone. I don't think Kobe is like that. I think Kobe has a good mentality. He's going through a little bit of a rough time. He's a human being, and he's really still a kid, so he's going to struggle a bit, yeah? But, And Maino did not play for England at any point in his young career. This conversation of Maino leaving would not exist. We have to keep Maino and use him more. Look at my boy McTominay, Højlund, Rashford now. They weren't problematic. They were problematic. They were mismanaged. We need to encourage Maino. He is a gem. No. They were absolutely problematic. And our club is problematic as well, but they're not absolved of all things. McTominay playing again. Listen, we are part of a problem because if our club has problems, then obviously we are a problem. Yeah, but McTominay doing wonders in Serie A is different than playing in the Premier League. Rashford, and I never questioned Rashford's real ability, but his mentality and attitude. He was clearly done. He needed a new start. He's in La Liga. He's playing in a well-suited team. He's playing Spanish football. I think it's good for him. Not the Prem. He went to Villa. He did okay at Villa, another Premier League team. He did all right. You know, they are not absolved of all things. I've watched Marcus Rashford walk for us. Yeah. Okay. So I've watched him walk the pitch. McTominay, I've watched him hide behind midfielders and go ghosting in the middle of the pitch, yeah? So they were problems for us. We have our own problems as well. We can be fair, but they are not absolved of all their crimes, and we are not absolved of all our crimes. It's really difficult to get into rhythm with only 20 minutes. Plus, it usually comes around minute 60 when we are already losing. Well, sometimes you got to do the hand you're dealt with. But listen, I will say this. Like Sancho foolishly did, yeah? When Sancho did what Sancho did, yeah? What happened the week after? We had no right winger. So all that begging and Sancho not getting the chance, he would have gotten it if he kept his mouth closed, which is why I'm saying for Kobe, you just got to keep showing up. You got to keep putting in maximum effort, and the opportunities you get, 20 minutes of what, you got to do the most with it. His chance will come. Somebody will get suspended. Somebody will get injured. Whatever. It's football. Shit happens. You know what I mean? It will come. And when it comes, then he has to step up and take it. This is professional football. This is not a daycare. It's professional football. There should be competition in every position, and it should be difficult. It should be absolutely difficult. I don't have a problem with what's going on right now. I think he's a young guy. I think he needs to be a bit humbled. I don't want him to be burnt out, and I think he needs to fight for his spot. I think he needs to fight for his spot. Højlund is scoring because he's playing in a team with KDB that operates down the middle and is in a slow. Listen, he scored the goals in the Champions League. Champions League is one thing. You could make an argument for it. Serie A, different story. Ray says he's getting 20 minutes to accommodate Bruno to play forward. But again, I still think he rates Bruno over Mainu. So I think, and it's the shape. I don't think it's really specifically about Bruno though. It's more about the shape of the team. And obviously he rates Bruno. He's gonna rate Bruno is the more experienced player. Bruno has a lot more under his belt. He's gonna play Bruno over Mainu. And actually, when Mainu came in today, I mean, he went in as the 10, yeah? So he shifted him back, and he put him on for Mbeumo. So they have a plan for him. He's got to develop more. I think that's it. I talked to my friend, the Sporting fan, and he told me, he's like, this thing with the youth that people were saying that he goes crazy, but he's like, he doesn't do that really. He's like, he goes for the experience, but he's like, listen, if you're a special talent at a young age, he will bring you in. But he's like, it doesn't happen right away. He's like the kids that we had that we bring in. He's like, it took them some time to come in. He was like, but when they came in and they performed, he's like, he's stuck by them side. So I'm confident with Kobe and that happening. All the fans are crying. All these fans crying are the reason why Player Power FC exists. They give the young players too much praise too soon, and this leads to ego and self-entitlement. Well, that's what I'm saying. If we need to fix a little bit of the ego-ness and the you know, the of that, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to propel a player of his age to a position where he has already solidified his position 100% completely, and he can never be dropped, and he can never, you know, and we rely on him all the time. And I think that's sort of the issue, because that's where we were at one point. And I think now things have probably gone a little bit back more to normal, what you would expect, that he is a young guy. He's not starting, but he gets to feature. That is a fake substitute for me, Amorim. It's not. How is it a fake substitution? He could have put on anybody else. If he didn't want to use Kobe, he would leave Kobe on the bench. Like, this is, I don't understand. How can it be a fake substitution? He didn't have to put Kobe there. He didn't have to sub him on. He could have literally put, I mean, he could have put on anybody else. Really. Whoever he wanted, he could have put on the bench. He chose to put on Kobe Mainoo. You know, to me, I will make the argument that if he doesn't want him and doesn't rate him, he wouldn't use him. You know, he's not going to put him in if he doesn't want the guy. Right? And we've seen that. When we got to the final and Mount came back, what did he do to Garnacho? They threw him to the bench and he didn't use him. And when we got Sesko, Rasmus never played again. So he didn't have to. He doesn't have to put Kobe in. He could have put Xerxes on. But he didn't play. He didn't play Xerxes. Actually, I think, if I'm gonna be honest with you, the one that he doesn't want, the one that he's probably gonna look to move on, is Joshua Xerxes. I think Xerxes isn't playing. Xerxes not playing. He's barely getting minutes. He's barely featuring. So if there's a guy in the squad right now that I say that he doesn't rate, I think it's Xerxes, not Mainoo. I think Mainoo, he looks at it as a young guy. We got something to work with. We're going to have to develop him. It's going to take some time. I want to see progress in his game. He needs to build a little bit more. Xerxes, he ain't getting any minutes. He ain't getting put in. I think out of all the... I'm looking at the bench. I think Xerxes is the one that's probably in trouble and most likely to leave. Listen, I always said with Marcus Rashford, yeah. I always said with Marcus Rashford, he needed a new start, and we needed a new start as well, yeah. So he's gone to Barcelona. He's enjoying himself there. That's good for him. But as far as I'm concerned, he ain't a United player anymore. And what he does at Barcelona, that's good for him. I'm not too interested, really. I'm interested about my team and my players and the players that are playing for us this season. So let him do what he wants. Good for him. I have no hate towards him. I have no hate towards Scott McTominay, Rasmus Højlund, or anybody else that leaves this football club. But I've always said, when they leave, go have a good career. Good for you. Happy for you, but not super interested. Really. I'm not going to follow them around and watch them like that. I will watch my team. And I will watch games of football, but I don't do Player FC. I don't really have any of that. Anybody and everybody can get it, and anybody and everybody can leave this football club one way or another, depending on what happens. So, but guys, listen, I do have to go, because I gotta go out for a lunch. It is the sister's birthday in a couple days, so we are going out to lunch because it is the weekend. So, I gotta go out for that, and I gotta go get ready. So, yeah, and then also, I know I said the other day that I would do a double, but obviously today I can't do a double because I won't make it. So we got the international break coming up. I'm not going to stream tomorrow because it's Sunday and it's football, American football. Yeah, and it's a whole day ordeal, and I'm going to be with the boys and my friends, enjoying that, relaxing on the Sunday. And we will be back on Monday. And we will stream Monday at 7 p.m. UK time, or BST, whatever you want to call it. Box is the only youth in recent years who've been moved out without being given a minimum of play or chance. Who had some talents, probably Kovar and Alvaro. Well, Alvaro was definitely one for sure. I mean, he didn't really get a chance. My boy McTominay was literally 14th in Ballon d'Or. Oh, yes. Okay, good. I mean, he had a very good season. He plays at Napoli. It's in the Serie A. And Napoli are a well put together team. And your point is, when he was at Manchester United and he played in a Manchester United kit, he didn't do the job that we needed. And he's gone. And the manager that got rid of him isn't even here. So, again, I'm going to be quite honest, I don't really give a crap about this anymore, because there's nothing that we can do about it, and it's done and it's over with. All we can do is what we got going on. So it's two different circumstances. Because he was mismanaged. I mean, sure, he was mismanaged. Okay, he was mismanaged. Now what? Now what? Does it bring him back? I know. So yeah. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. So you guys take care. Well, I'll see you guys on Monday, UK, 7 p.m. time. We'll be discussing whatever news breaks, probably over the next 2 days or so. I'm sure it's going to be a lot less than it would have been if we took a loss today, because I don't know how much they got to write. And Box makes a good point. I mean, the season is very different. We only have league games to play, which means little chance for rotation, and the FA Cup doesn't come into play until around January. So even to get those matches, an extra match here or there, it's going to take a couple months. So again, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think he's given up on Kobe. I think Kobe will be fine, because I think Kobe is going to conduct himself in the manner that he should conduct himself. And if he's going to be a success and a good professional football player, I think he's handled his situation quite well so far. I expect him to be disappointed. I want him to be hungry. I want him to want more. That those things are all normal. I just think, for me, if he asks to go, I will be disappointed, because to me, that's just a form of him kind of just giving up. I see it sort of as giving up, when I don't think he needs to do that. I think if he's not getting played, it's a different story. I think if he's not getting any chances, he's not getting any opportunities, he's basically frozen out, or he's getting like 5 minutes, or barely 5 minutes, I think it's a different story. If you're getting 20 minutes for a footballer, you should be able to do something. There's so many footballers that have been in the position where they only get 20 minutes, yeah? Make something happen. Make an impact on the game. Prove to the manager you deserve, you're improving, and, go out there and be more impactful than the players that just got 60, 70 minutes on the pitch. That's literally how you do it. Diallo did it. Diallo did the same thing. I think Mainu could do the same thing Diallo did. There's no reason why. The only reason is because Diallo didn't break out the way Mainu did. Diallo went through a process of, he didn't look like he was going to make it. We sent him a loan. He had a very good loan, came with us, and it still took him time to get opportunities. And every time he took an opportunity, he looked quite good. He made an impact and got to the point where he had to be playing. He had to be starting. He had to be part of the squad. So, did the manager get rid of him, or the club get rid of him to make some money? Probably both. I think Ruben, I think Garnacho, I don't think Ruben liked his attitude. I don't think he didn't like the selfishness. I think the way Garnacho went about things as the season went on, I think he was very immature in the way he handled it. And so I think Ruben basically was like, well, we need money, and I don't really like this kid because he's selfish and he has a bad attitude, and he's moving around like a dickhead. Yeah, making statements and doing Instagram posts and all this shit, and I don't need this in my squad. I don't like these things in my squad. And he probably talked to them and was like, listen, I'm okay if you sell him. And they were like, that's fine. We sell him. I mean, it's a good place to get money. I think for them, it was probably a win-win. But I think if you have somebody like Kobe, I don't think you sell him for that reason. So, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Be good, and take care because I do have to go. So, please make sure you hit the like button on the way out, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Yeah.